Hey guys, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? Okay guys, what do we know? Well, a lot of stuff going on. We just found out that the leaders in Europe have gotten together over this two-day meeting, and apparently they came up with some ideas. One of them was this: they're going to be using some of their bailout funds to recapitalize the banks, because the banks are running out of money. Okay, well, I guess the good news in all this is, well, they're not going to be printing extra money to recapitalize these banks. They're just going to be taking it from some of the bailout money, which was printed out of thin air, as we know. And you know, the craziest things go on when the markets yesterday here in the United States found out about it. All of a sudden they went from being down almost 180 points to finishing just slightly down, around 25 points. And the reason for that is because they realize that the Federal Reserve is going to be pressed into a situation where they are going to have to initiate more overt money printing. There's no doubt about it. And because of that, we've been seeing the Asian markets rally overnight as well. It's completely insane. What's going on here, guys, is again more of the same, which is just kicking the can down the road. You don't even hear about Greece anymore. Have you noticed that? Well, let me just go over that real quick. I believe that despite the fact that this pro bailout government has been elected, it's not going to change anything. Greece will default. There's no doubt about it. Now, Spain and Italy, same situation. Okay, we just found out that they're going to recapitalize these banks. Then what? Then what? Again, this is just kicking the can down the road. And the same thing is going to be happening here in the United States, although to a much greater degree. There is no doubt about that as well. What you guys need to understand is this. After the crash of 2008, since that time, the market has been on life support on a global level. The global economy has been on life support, and that life support is going to run out. You have to understand that the investment banks at that time, regarding the risks that they had taken regarding mortgage-backed securities and turning that into derivatives in a very convoluted and twisted way, by actually selling these assets to investors and other banks, realizing that these were toxic. They completely destroyed the global economy, and it can't come back. There's no way out of it. The way out of it is, well, let's just say this: it needs a complete reset, and the reset is going to be the crash that I've spoken about. You know, just going back to what I had just said, think about this for just a moment. Under the TARP program, okay, instituted to bail out all of these banks, they were rewarded for their bad behavior. In other words, their business model relied on complete misrepresentation of their assets to other companies, and who were frankly defrauded. However, those particular companies that bought those mortgage-backed securities, you know, they did it willingly. I understand that. But the companies that were selling them, like Bear Stearns, for example, they realized that these were toxic assets, and they killed the financial market. And everything that we've been seeing since that time is literally life support. and there's no way, absolute zero, to stave off forever the inevitable, devastating, global, pan-global economic crash that is coming. As a matter of fact, all these bailouts and bank recapitalization, all this is doing is going to compound the problem and make it much, much worse. And that, my friends, is the absolute truth. You see, the world leaders, believe me, they understand exactly what I am telling you right now. They're not that dumb. They just can't come out and tell the people because they can't figure out a way to do it. They can't tell the people that these banks have gambled away their money, and this is why they're insolvent. They have no money. They have gambled away their money, meaning the people's money, meaning your money and my money. The banks are insolvent. That means you're insolvent. That is going to be the grim realization for the global population, even here in the United States. I don't care what these banks tell you they have on their balance sheets. They're broke. They have no money. They're leveraged to the hilt. They have no actual assets. Zero. It's all fake. You have to understand that. And this is my advice to the people out in Europe who are having the banks recapitalized. As soon as they do that, you go in there and take out your money. Take it all out. And start investing in precious metals, guys. These prices that we've been seeing they're a godsend. They are a godsend, and you should be jumping on board like you have no idea. Again, we're talking about the paper market. When you see these prices coming down on gold and silver, it has nothing to do, zero, with the actual asset. It's the paper market. And I've been over this so many times. There's going to be a discrepancy as we move forward between the physical market and the paper market. At this particular point, they are connected at the spot price, as we know. And all the smart money out there, believe me, is capitalizing on the situation. And that is the way it is, guys. You know, there's a lot of people out there who don't get it. They just think that, they see gold and they see silver on the Bloomberg screen and it's going down. Oh, that means that gold and silver, the bubble has popped. There is no bubble. And, you know, that's it. It's over. The dollar is going to be rising. Absolutely not. We understand that the U.S. dollar is in the process of losing its reserve status. The euro, forget about the euro. The euro is done. It's toast. We know that. The dollar is toast as well. You know, the Chinese are setting themselves up to back their currency with gold. And if you have to hold any currency, let it be the RMB. That's it. Because again, it's going to be backed with gold at one particular point. There's no doubt about it. The Western economies are finished. They've been dead since the crash of 2008. But no one wants to let anyone in on the secret. That is a fact. It's just gotten to a point where, seriously, it's laughable. I mean, you hear, okay, the European leaders, all of a sudden, oh, now they're going to fix it. What about last month? What about the month before that? What about the month before that? It's completely bizarre. It really is. And, you know, I just want to say one other thing. When the Supreme Court held up Obamacare, you had President Obama get on the international media, and he had made one statement which really made me laugh. He goes, the United States is the richest country in the world. No. The United States is the most broke country in the world. That is a fact. He can't tell you that. But the United States is the biggest debtor nation in the history of the world. In the history of the world. And our problems eclipse that of Europe by exponents. I've been over this many times. And that's why when this whole thing comes to light, when it rolls across the entire European continent and comes here to the United States, I can't even begin to really imagine how people are going to react. All of the sheep out there, they're not going to believe it. They still don't believe it. Anyone out there, and this is straight as I can say it, that doesn't see this, that doesn't understand what's really going on, is very myopic. They just are unable to put the pieces of this puzzle together. And again, and I've been over this with some of the people that watch these videos, it's not just a simple cause and effect, it's multiple causes and effects. And honestly, it takes a lot of juggling this around in the correct way to really figure out what's going on. Most people are unable to do that. And seriously, that's why I do this blog, because personally I feel that I'm able to do that, and I'm able to come out here and tell you guys the way that it is. Again, why is that? Well, for those of you that know me and follow this blog, I've been in this finance business for probably more than a lot of you out there are even alive. I know that for a fact because I have a lot of young people that write to me. And you know, you do something long enough, you understand how it works. It's that simple. You know, it's not that I'm any smarter than anyone. It's just that I've done this long enough, and I've seen this game from the inside. I know how it's played. And I understand who the main players are, what their goals are, and how they want to get there. Anyway, like I was saying, guys, this entire situation, again, has gotten laughable. It's unfixable no matter what they try to do, every bailout, every scheme they can come up with of recapitalizing banks, it's not going to work. It's just done. And you can even see that in the way the market is reacting. Okay, just yesterday, like I said, you got to see the market in the United States just, you know, make a complete about face, because they realize that the Federal Reserve is going to have to step in at one point and initiate more overt QE, QE3, QE2 infinity. It's here right now, no doubt about it. It never really stopped. And the same situation is going on over in Europe. Money printing to the nth degree. And you know, they're making a big deal about how they're not going to be using the printing presses to recapitalize these banks. Oh, they're just going to take some of the bailout funds, which that money was printed out of thin air, and they're going to continue to do that to recapitalize the banks. Guys, I really hope you're understanding this. It's just completely out of control. I don't want any of you out there to buy into the nonsense, and I don't believe any of my subscribers out there do. You guys get it. I know you do. Don't be pushed out of this, the gold and silver. You should totally be getting in on this, buying across the board. I'm doing it. A lot of people I know on a personal level who got really deep pockets are doing the same thing. We understand that central banks are doing it. All the richest people are doing it. The only people that aren't doing it are the sheeps. And that, my friends, is the end of this video. Alright guys, please subscribe to my channel. You will be the first to get these videos. Please support this blog. You can support this blog several ways. One is by purchasing a copy of one of my books. I would greatly appreciate that, but if you can't, that's fine. I would suggest that you either donate time, or if you can, donate to some type of a charity that you believe in. And that would be a way to support this blog, because I believe sincerely, and I've been over this recently, we all need to help each other. We really do. And you know, at the end of all this, you know, we have to rebuild. We're going to have to rebuild, and we're going to, again, have to rely on each other for that. And it all begins now. I sincerely believe that. Alright guys, you guys have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care.